Welcome, everyone. Today on the Ethereum Ecosystem Project demo, we're going to be talking to Harsh from Push Protocol. Push Protocol is a really cool protocol that works across multiple blockchains and seeks to make the entire crypto ecosystem and the entire Web3 promise a little bit more close to what we have in the Web2 world. They do chat, they do notifications, and a whole lot more that allows a lot of UI and UX that benefits people who are in the crypto ecosystem. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Really excited to be here.
Absolutely. So for people who don't know what Push Protocol is, or maybe they know you under a different name, could you give a quick summary of what you guys do?
Sure, I can probably press it. That would be probably the best way to go around it. So we are Push Protocol. We were previously known as Ethereum Push Notification Service. And what Push Protocol aims to do is simplify the entire Web3 UX experience. How do we do that? Well, we do that by ensuring that the communication that is happening between protocols and wallets, they are taken care of. So before getting started, just to give you a highlight of the impact Push has done. Well, Push has empowered or has sent more than 80 million notifications to over 230,000 subscribers or Web3 wallets and has over 650 plus integrations. But yeah, what is exactly Push? I really want to, or mostly what I do is instead of talking about what is Push, I first talk about like why do we care and what was the problem that we solved. So why do we care? Very simple. We care because a million users they do a million devs they do not equal a million users or a billion users. Let me explain. When we are talking about million devs, devs are like you and me, and we will not care about documentation. We will try to find an answer to a problem, no matter how abstract everything becomes, because that's our job, right? But when you come to users, we have to realize that users are actually not in it for the tech. Users are like you and me, but in the Web2 world, when we are trying for the first time YouTube, or when we are creating a Gmail account, or when we are doing anything in social, or even the Zoom account or this meeting, I'm a user. So as a user, I expect that I come to Zoom or Google sends me a notification that your meeting is getting started. Using that, I come to Zoom and basically get everything rolling. And that is where a billion user concepts come in. A billion user or a user will not care about the tech. They will not care about keeping everything in their mind. We have to abstract everything out. And that is what Push did. We essentially realized that one of the most universal thing that a Web2 user use in the real world is missing in Web3, and that was back in 2021. And that is, of course, notifications, in case you're wondering about it. If I have to explain it in this way, imagine what is the first thing that you do when you get up in the morning. Most of us, we have a look at our notifications, and that is where we realize what we need to do around the day, whether it's Amazon delivery, whether it's any game we playing, whether it's anything social we are doing, anything even work related, like Slack sends you a notification, we go back and then reply to it. And that was missing in Web3 because of couple of reasons. A, Web3 operated in this pseudo-anonymous wallet scenario, wherein you only interact with a smart contract or a protocol using your wallet address. And by that extension, that wallet address becomes your Web3 username. And there was no facility or there was no infrastructure built around having communications tied to those wallet address. And that's where Push stepped in. The answer was very easy, creating a permissionless protocol that allows other protocols to send notifications to wallet address. So for example, when you buy your ENS domain name and it's about to expire, now ENS protocol knows what wallet this domain belongs to, and they can trigger a notification whenever you're doing even a L2 to L1 challenge. whenever it expires, that L2 can send you a notification. And it goes deeper and deeper. Whenever you are into DeFi, yield farming, epochs, you need push notifications to enable that whenever you are in governance and so on and so forth. And that is what push original product was about, making Web3 native notifications. Well, we did that, and now you have notification channels. Notification channels are essentially protocol that have enabled or that have come and activated themselves on our network or on our protocol. Why the need for notification channels? Because the other part of the puzzle is that if you introduce a notification system and you don't have it user centric, you will get a lot of spam and scam notifications, right? So that's why you create, or developers or protocols create their channel on push. And as a user or as a Web3 wallet, you come in and you opt in gaslessly to do these channels. Uh, it's basically a EIP 712 signature that you basically send to push nodes. That way, they know that you, as a wallet, you want to receive notification for, let's say, Shapeshift or CoinDesk, and then CoinDesk can send these notifications to you and it will land in your inbox. And that's the same process whether you're just starting as a developer or whether you are a really established protocol. You just need to activate your protocol on push and you can get started. Of course, after that, we realized that once notification is done and once notification is enabled for protocol to wallet, what's the next step? And again, if we look back in Web2, we can see this progression where notifications were introduced. Some people will say BlackBerry, some people will say Apple. I'm going with Apple for now. But after that, WhatsApp came and they built on top of notifications to have this messaging or wallet to wallet messaging layer. That is what Push did. But we went a little bit further. What we realized was that usually messaging, it's more like a social phenomena wherein I will know someone and that's why I'm messaging them on Telegram. So what we realized was that just normal Web3 native messaging might really work for all the devs and for all the tech enthusiasts. But remember, we are talking about users, and users need feature on top of something. That is how we moved from Hotmail to Gmail. So that is when Push came up with this concept of gated group chats. The concept is very easy. It's a fusion of what you can do in Web2 plus what Web3 enables and what you can do in Web3. So with this gated group chat concept, what PushChat did was we basically said that any user, any wallet can come in and they can define the wallet characteristics, which will allow any wallet to be admitted in the group or to talk in the group. And based on those gated functionalities, you can now have communities which are really aligned. And you know, because there's a cryptographical proof on chain, that the community members have that same vision and have that same community values that you want. For example, you can gate groups by saying that only people who have POAPs or only developers who have POAPs, they will be the part, they will be in this gated group chat. And that way, what you enable is this very cool community and very cool loyalty based program. Very recently, this got adopted by Unstoppable Domains. They're using it to basically get their group chat going. But yeah, then you can use it for so many cool things. Like creating loyalty programs or even NFT chat or doing whatever you want. Of course, push chat along with push notification enables you to do so much more. You can negotiate on NFTs, you can send payment, you can talk about DAOs and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's the basic overview of push notification and push chat. I'm not going to push videos and push spaces because those are in alpha, but right now the SDK for them is out as well in case you want to do it. They are pretty cool as well. They basically enable real-time communication and they are built on this. composable layer of push chat and push notification. So you get those gated functionalities in spaces as well. But yeah, the coolest thing about all of this was that because communications are now getting tied to your wallet address, any crypto wallet can just tap into the push network and they can show these communications out to you, whether it's notification, whether it's chat, whether it's even real-time communication. So, for example, Unstoppable, you have Unstoppable app, or the mobile wallet, you have Push app, you have Verso wallet, and you even have MetaMask now. And all of them can show these notifications out. So it becomes this very cool interoperable way to communicate. And because of that, and because of all the cool protocols that were really experimental and they wanted to push the boundaries of Web3, we have a really cool ecosystem. But yeah, enough about that. Very quickly, I just want to go through like how this thing is getting decentralized or what is happening in the decentralized part as well. So, of course, notification, chat, everything we covered. But we also need to make sure that this is permissionless and this is decentralized, right? So from the step one of our journey, we made sure that notifications or chat payloads, whatever the user is sending to us, the wallet is basically signing it in a secure fashion. That way, we knew that the content will never be changed or content is immutable. But of course, the content can be censored because right now we are running our own nodes. And that is when we started working on push nodes to make sure that everything is uncensorable as well, which led to push nodes. In a brief overview, it comprises of validator, storage, and delivery nodes. Validators validate, storage nodes store, and delivery nodes enable this last mile delivery. For example, if you are a crypto wallet and you want real-time notifications, then once the notification come to your wallet, you have to push it to Apple protocol or to Google protocol, and that's where delivery nodes come in. And then the network is guarded and sharded using smart contracts. Uh, I'll I mean, I can definitely go into the big picture and what happens, but just to summarize it and keep it very short, essentially, the way this works, it's very similar to how Ethereum validators work. A random validator is chosen. That random validator, it basically starts a block. You sign your notification payloads, you send it to the block. It's faster because it's a stateless blockchain or a stateless network. So it doesn't care about the ordering. It doesn't have to care about the block number. Because of that, it becomes fast. Once the block payload time expires, it quickly moves for attestation. The attestation is done by other validators. And if everything succeeds, it's admitted into the storage node. And also the delivery node gets to know about that notification payload making its way in. And then you, of course, have slashing because you will have nodes that might not really adhere to what you want to do. So again, this attestation round, if the validator proof that is submitted or the signature that is submitted by the communication payload that is not validated, then the other validators, they can move a challenge for the validator who has moved or proposed the block. If the challenge is accepted, then the validator who proposed gets slashed. If the challenge is rejected, then the validator who moved the challenge, they are slashed, ensuring that no validators they are able to halt the system. Same thing for storage node, or very similar for storage node. Uh, so yeah, and the coolest thing is because the vision of push is to build this for entire Web3. Like we started from Ethereum and Even Ethereum Foundation, like they have been one of our mentors. But the vision was that once the product is ready and battle tested, we want to go for not only just EVMs, but non EVMs as well. And that basically meant that we might be dealing with millions and millions of wallets and uh, terabytes of data. For that reason, we wanted to use or we wanted to create this network as a sharded network, which basically means that as validator and storage nodes are added to the smart contract decides and reshards. And then because each nodes are listening to that smart contract, that reshards essentially ensure that the data is synced. So yeah, that in essence is how the products are getting decentralized and what push node is enabling for the push ecosystem. So that was about push notification, push chat. Of course, let's build something out now. Uh, I mean, we do say it only takes 4 minutes to integrate, so let's try that out. Uh, but yeah, to go with it, let's try to send some manual notification first. So I'm already signed in to app.push.org. As you can see, I already tested everything is working well. But yeah, you do have channels and you do have channel settings, so you can opt in. For example, if I want to opt in for each price change for every 3 hours, I can just go ahead and opt in. This is your wallet opting in. It's a signature request wherein you are sending your intent to opt in. Once that's done, eTracker can send you out a notification. I also have this channel called Push Developers. So we can see how to send a notification out. For this, I'm I'm not going to do broadcast. I will do targeted. I don't want other people to get those test messages. Let's have a title GMGM Eat Cat Widows and notification looking good. You can also attach a media URL. In this case, let's have a cool Eat Cat sent along with this notification. I mean, let's plagiarize this NFT. Uh, or let's do any other NFT. So yeah, I'll just copy the image URL. I'll put it over here. You can see the preview, and then it's as easy as clicking send notification. Again, you sign everything that you do because that's how you generate verification proof. And that's about it. It should appear in my inbox very soon. It will also appear in MetaMask, Snap very soon as well. But yeah, that's how easy it is to send notifications. Let's say you are into chat. Well, you just go to chat. I can also talk about how chat is this omni. The architecture is kind of like omni chain, wherein we encrypt or we generate PGP keys for your wallet, and then we encrypt those PGP key with your wallet itself. So, by the way, you got the notification. I'm just yeah. So coming to chat. Chat is very cool. What we do is we generate PGP keys locally, which is what you use in WhatsApp. Then those PGP key is encrypted by your wallet. That basically means that your wallet can decrypt whatever conversations is happening. But all the conversations, all the requests, and everything happens with this PGP key itself. What it does is it enables us to be omni-chain because if we let's say if we want to go to Bitcoin or Aptos to support them as well, or even Solana, what we need to do is we just need to develop different encryption standards for that PGP key encryption. But other than that, everything else remains the same. Chatting is very Web 2 now. So I'm just going to chat with this push bot. Hey, are you a cat? This is a very sassy bot that we have. So the replies are really, really sarcastic. So, oh, humble AI assistant to internet, attain and abuse. But yeah, chatting is as easy as this. You react, you do whatever, but basically your wallet is chatting. Uh, as I said, we have group chats. So this, for example, is a gated group by push alpha access NFT. But if you want to create a gated group, it's as easy as going ahead and creating a group out. Uh, then you can choose public and private. Public is essentially the chat is viewable to everyone who wants to view the group. Private is encrypted chats. Then you have this cool option called gated groups. You can turn it on or off. And then you can define conditions to join and chat. So you can add as many criteria as you want. We also support guild, by the way, but you can do push protocol, token ERC, NFT, even a custom endpoint if you want. Whenever you are done with this, you can define all the criteria and you can come back. You can add as many criteria as you want, and you can also select whether you want all criteria to follow or any criteria to follow. So this gives you a lot of cool ways to create your community and create your group. For example, I am just going to show, and I'm going to dox this wallet, but this is basically a group chat that we have internally among employees. We shared our invite group over there. But the beauty is, like, we know that all of these people, they are part of push team, but we don't know who is who. So the chat becomes like really exciting. But yeah, I've doxed this wallet, so now I'll go ahead and create a new one. Uh, so that's basically a product demo. Uh, if you want to, let's say, send notification out, I mean, it's as easy like notification because it requires a channel. So I cannot really show you notification without giving away my private key, but it's as easy as getting deriving your signer. Once you derive your signer, you initialize the push API. And over here, this is a stream example, but what you just need to do is you need to just send a notification. Asterisk means that you are sending it to everyone in your channel. You can add wallets or even a single wallet, and you can go do a notification title and body. The best way to start with this is to go to push.org/docs. You can scroll down to notification or chat, and you can see like how to send notification or what notification to send. Same for chat. If you want to send images, if you want to react, whatever, you can just go to push.org/docs/chat and you can go with it or go forward with it. Uh, but yeah, I promised you some programming. So I already did that. But yeah, again, I'm just creating a random wallet over here. I'm initializing the push API. It's pointing to the dev. Uh, it's pointing to the dev chat, and after that, it is just as easy as sending await user Alice dot chat dot send, and yeah, let me just quickly check the get started. Yeah, await user Alice chat dot send. You need to have another another wallet address defined. So this is to that. Uh, cool. So we have a signer Alice. Let's have a signer Bob. Let's also create user Bob, and env will be development environment. Uh, Usually, I mean, let's go with staging environment because dev is uh, really alpha. Then after that, all I need to do is there's also console.log. So console.log, and then I'm sending it to sign a Bob address, and yeah, I will just send a normal text message. So this is going to be, yeah, Mario is cool enough. Uh, Also, we will just initialize the stream so we know what is happening. I'm going to initialize the stream for user Bob because Alice is sending the message, and I'll just do a console.log on the message, and then we are just doing stream connect. So let's do await stream connect. Once stream is connected, only then we send a message, and hopefully everything should work. So just do a yarn start. And this is the time where we wait to see if everything is going well. Should pick up very soon, unless we have done some. Okay. Let's do a yarn install and push chat socket doesn't exist. What I'll do is I'll cheat. I'll just copy from the several examples that we have. Uh, and now let's try a yarn install and a yarn start. Okay. I forgot to add push protocol socket. Seems. Let's try it the third time. If it doesn't work, just take my word for it. Cool. I think it's working. So yeah, over here, Alice sent a message to Bob. Bob got the chat request, and Alice basically, or Bob sent a message to Alice. Alice then basically accepted, and yeah, then the stream ended. So very easy. This was basically a stream, but notifications are also extremely easy. It's just, I mean, it's just 17 line of code. But yeah, that was the demo. Hope you guys like it. Let's now move to Q&A, I guess.
Yeah, that was an awesome demo. You know, maybe to pull back the curtain, typically when we have like a 30-minute podcast, it's like an hour and a half of recording edited down because the demos never go well. This is just
Mhm.
first time, perfect.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super impressive. Um, I have so many questions, but I really love everything that Push does. It seems like a very important part of getting more non-technical users to start using, different aspects of three. Um, where do you see like the role of push protocol, as it evolves in the Web3 ecosystem? Because you guys have been, touching on a couple different things. You've been doing chat, you've been doing incentivized chats, you've been doing gated chats and notifications, and also spaces. So kind of a little bit of everything that goes into, communication and getting regular users involved. where do you see your role and where do you see you guys going?
Sure. So, I mean, we still believe that notifications they are they are going to be universal. Like every protocol needs it. So, what we are doing is we are focusing more on notifications right now. And then we see chat picking up, but only in cases of socializing or when you are having support. The way we see push going or capturing or becoming this invisible middleware that operates on all Web3. There is going I mean, I can clearly see that there is going to be hundreds of L2s and there is going to be probably thousands of L3s and maybe hundreds of L1s as well. And the way I see push becoming this communication layer that enables interoperability not between protocols and wallets, but also between protocol of X chain sending notification to protocol or wallet of Y chain and vice versa. So it's going to be this very interoperable layer wherein even protocols of non-EVM can send message to wallet addresses of EVM and any crypto wallet can show that out. And also a wallet is not a user. That's what we believe now. We believe that user comprises of multiple wallets which will be on multiple chains. So in short, we see push empowering notifications for all the protocols of Web3. And then we see chat picking up because chat is kind of fun when you do it in the Web3 way. So we see communities and chat picking up. Video and spaces, we just were very interested to see like how we can do it. And right now they are in alpha. I do see spaces getting bigger as we move ahead, or gated spaces getting bigger. But I do feel that there's time for those adoption to come in.
Yeah, that's super cool. What are you guys seeing in terms of adoption, like from the people who are using push protocol? What seems to be the thing that users are finding the most value from?
Sure. So it's notifications. Like people love to have notifications, especially when you are attaching value to a protocol, which is what Web3 is about. So notifications, that's where we see a lot of adoption, a lot of people, a lot of protocols. Uh, I mean, for them, notification is a no-brainer. And then we see adoption in chat in terms of unstoppable or in terms of wallets now adopting it because wallets also want to do many more things than just having your finances. So yeah, it's notification, and then we see adoption for chat. Uh, for notification, we basically don't have to do a lot of outbounds. It basically is a lot of inbound. For chat, of course, I think people are still warming up to it. So we were lucky that we have a couple of wallets. We have MetaMask Snap, we have Unstoppable wallets, but I also feel a lot of wallets are opening up to chat or opening up to different experimentations.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the big things of just how do you get like wallets to be as useful for the user as possible. And chat is definitely like a clear thing that would definitely help people. As you're going through and you're seeing that like notifications are the thing that people are excited about, what aspects of like the user side of managing notifications are you guys currently working through, or have you put some effort in? Because, for Web 2, there's so much that goes into notifications, like, rolling up notifications into summaries and choosing which things you want to notify you when. So have you guys taken a look at any of that?
We have. Uh, I mean, we have for the past year. That is when you realize how Web3 architecture is so much different than Web2 because, we are working on read receipts. But we realize that for Apple, it's very easy. It's like, Apple, trust me, bro, this has been read. For us, it's more like verification signatures and all. But yeah, with notification, we introduced notification settings. That was something that users wanted because they were like, we don't want all the notifications from a protocol, even when we like it. We did that. We are working on read receipts. That's also something that really protocols want to see how the notification scenario is playing out on. After that, we are also working on this notification bridging, or if you receive a notification, then if you want to do something else like IFTTT logic, that's also coming in notification. And the rolling notifications or selective notification snooze, we are working on that as well. But yeah, all of these things we will be bringing to Web3, but it will take some research and some time because it's not a one is to one mapping of a client server architecture.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Is that something that like you guys have had to really deal with? Like it was a pretty big technical challenge, I imagine, to get it to work even on Ethereum, let alone all the other
Okay.
chains as well. But like, could you talk about some of the biggest challenges there?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, one of the biggest challenges the signing process, right? Uh, it seems very easy for us that you just sign and that's about it. But that's a user friction point. So that actually led us to create this PGP key. Like right now we are using it for chat, but we are now making this PGP key as a push user. And then that PGP key can also have verification proof for opt-ins or sending notification for uh, even the notification protocol. Uh, and that took us some time to figure out because whatever you did, it kind of went to that let users sign once and let users sign twice. And that was a challenge which actually made us think out of the box. And it was good that we thought about it because then we realized, oh, non EVMs can also be embedded in push. Uh, but uh, but yeah, that was one major challenge. Another major challenge is that when you're building something which is very innovative, you do have this chicken and egg problem. Fortunately, I think we were one of the lucky ones wherein protocol said that let's try you out. But I do see that problem coming in whenever a new innovation happens. So that was one of the challenge. Technically, yes, everything had to be broken down and rebuilt. Uh, Making sure that each step of the way we have a verification proof. Otherwise, when we get this network going, everything collapses. So, so yeah. I mean, it was fun. It is really fun. But along the way, we learned like there are certain things that Web2 does, like in user experience, that we have to do in Web3. And fortunately, I think now we are moving in that direction. Even outside of push, I can see account abstraction and I can see so many ways by which we are trying to get rid of gas, or the user doesn't need to see that we are paying for gas. So I am seeing that, and that's why I say like now we are actually focusing on billion users.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely see that. And it's kind of cool how, everything you guys are doing has a very good mirror to like the development of Ethereum. And, you're using a lot of the same ideas from validators and like gaslessness is something that, will be an idea that expands as well. So I'm sure as Ethereum grows and Web3 in general, you guys will grow as well.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I mean, shout out to Ethereum for that. Like, uh, so I usually share this. I'm sharing with Ethereum. I've shared it with Ethereum folks as well. Like the best thing about Ethereum is that when you're building on innovation and when you're working constantly, like one of the best thing Ethereum has is this community that tries to help you out. It's not that when we started building that people were not helping us out. We had Ethereum leaders and Web3 mentors that come and They helped us out. They are legit few of the Ethereum leaders that sat with me when I was trying to pitch to VC and my pitch was 2 hours long. But they went through it again and again and again. At the same time, someone gifted us a ENS, so that got us started into the ENS journey. An investor came and he was like, "Until you create multi-sig, I'm not giving you my funds." So we started multi-sig and the security process and learning about it. So that's the beauty of Ethereum. I think that is why innovations always happen in Ethereum and then moves to other ecosystem.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's a lot of really good mentors and developers and even, people who are just here trying to help for sure.
Yep.
So, we talked a little bit about gaslessness. And a lot of, push protocol, you don't really have to interact with gas from the user end. What is it like from the developer end? Because it didn't look like there was any transactions that you had to sign as you were publishing those notifications.
Uh, you, yeah, you sign the message, you don't sign the transaction. You're right. There is, I mean, there's this 2% of developers they prefer to send notification on chain. So we do have COM and core contracts for it, which basically the validator picks with the transaction hash as a verification proof. But coming to your point, so that's a very valid point. Uh, we wanted to be very consumer centric. So what we realized was that notifications they come in thousands, if not millions, right? And if you are going to charge gas for every notification, then it's unlikely that the adoption will pick up at a pace that we want. So what we came up with was a very different design, wherein we have introduced this concept of fee pool. Right now, this fee pool only charges you when a developer is creating a channel. But the concept is that the network, as soon as you create a channel, the network will give you certain write API calls, like 100,000 write API calls that you can use. And one write API call will be equivalent to one notification per opt-in wallet. Idea is that that way a protocol that is just starting, they don't have to worry about getting or making sure that the transaction fee is there or not. But when you're, let's say, grown to 100,000 users or 50,000 users, then of course you know that push protocol and notifications are important, and you might want to add more write API calls to the network. At that point, you can basically deposit push in push core smart contract. The nodes they pick it up that this wallet has deposited some amount of push, or you can stake as well. If you stake, you get lesser write API calls. If you deposit as a fee, you get more API calls, and that's how you basically ensure that uh, early developers they are able to send notifications without getting charged. But when the project grows, these developers they have a way to make sure that their write API calls they grow. Uh, and then all of this it goes to this thing that we call as fee pool. And then the push token holders they decide what part of fee pool goes to them. And then from V3, which has gone into audit, also, the push token holders will be able to decide like what part of fee pool goes to the wallets themselves. Idea is that wallet is this end game or wallet plays this end game in notification delivery, and because of that, they can be incentivized by this fee pool. And same goes for chat, like chat will remain free for the users. But whenever you're doing this premium things, or let's say your gated group is really, really complex, you will have to pay this push fee in the fee pool. And again, everything goes from there. So that's how we have kind of marked or we have kind of done this V1 of the push network, ensuring that whatever friction we have, or whatever friction we can eliminate, we do that for developers and the users, kind of going and around the path of what Google does, wherein, for 10 years you send an email on Google, and then after that, if Google says, hey, it seems that you are really uh, liking the features that are getting offered, so you have to pay, and then that becomes a win-win. So that's what we are planning right now. Uh, that's the V1, but this will of course go through the community governance, and they will also brainstorm on this. But that's the basic plan, or that's a basic model right now.
As a user, I like that a lot. Um,
Awesome.
I yeah. Um, so the last thing that I just wanted to kind of talk about was security. So, what are like the security and privacy considerations that you guys have put into place? Because I'm not sure necessarily like the OSINT value of knowing what someone's subscribed to, but I'm sure there is some. And I mean, have you guys put any thought into that so far?
Yes, we have. Uh, So with notification and chat, these are like two different ways by which we think about it. For notification, what we see is that they will be normal, non-encrypted notification because, as a wallet, if you're doing something on DeFi, your wallet address is already known. And if you are going to get a near loan liquidation for those wallet address, that is fine. So what we do is that for notification, we basically have two ways by which notifications can be sent and opted in. One is that you are a wallet address and the protocol decides that this notification things are already on chain, so nothing of value is getting lost. So in that case, they send a plain notification out, and then on the other side, you also have encrypted notification. That is where PGP key also comes in handy. So if the protocol decides, no, this is a secret OTP or this is a secret notification that needs to go, then those notifications, they are encrypted, they are sent to the network, they are delivered, but only if you have the private key of the wallet. Basically, that means that only if you have imported the private key of a wallet in a crypto wallet, only then that crypto wallet will be able to retrieve the PGP key and unlock the notification for you. So that's how the encryption work on push notification side. On push chat side, it's a bit different. It's basically based on again the opt-in for the user, but it's basically based on that whenever I'm sending a message to a wallet or even to an NFT, by the way, you can do that. Uh, the SDK basically checks locally if that wallet has a PGP public key attached to them or the NFT has a PGP public key attached to them. If so, everything is encrypted and flows over there. If not, then the SDK basically says, hey, do you want to just send a nudge because this will not be private? Or if you want, you can send a text because this wallet is not in the network. That way, we basically make sure that you can reach out to anyone you want. And when that wallet gets onboarded, their PGP key is generated, and after that, everything becomes end-to-end encrypted. So it's basically end-to-end encrypted in almost all the cases for chat, except when you are sending a message to a wallet which is not on the network. And in that case, we leave it to the developer. If they want to choose, they can just send a nudge without saying anything, or if they want, they can just send a hi or whatever.
That's awesome. It's super flexible. That's really all the questions that I had. Pooja, did you have anything?
Hey, hi Pooja.
Hi, Harsh. Thank you, Harsh, for sharing all these useful information. And I think it is like really, really helpful tool that the community as on date may be able to use. I have a couple of questions. I think this particular project, obviously, they have end users utility, but as a project owner or project developer, you might want to push it to the developers community to maybe integrate it. I'm wondering, like, what would be your suggestions to a developer who would be looking into leveraging push protocol into their projects?
Sure. So, my suggestion to the developer would be that whatever protocol they are making, they have to keep this in mind that once they get the users to use their protocol, there needs to be a re-engagement back. Again, this ties back to pre 2008 internet, wherein we only remembered five of our favorite apps. And Ethereum was in 2020, Ethereum was like that, but now it's not the case. So the developer need to understand that getting users to try their product is just one thing, but then re-engagement is another thing that they have to look at. And it will really depend like what that re-engagement is. It's different for different protocols or even for Web 2.5 companies. For example, Coindesk, they just want a way for wallet to receive their news. Cryptocurrency jobs, they just want to deliver anonymously, like these jobs are out there. But when you go to, let's say, Polygon, it's going to be L2 to L1 transfer alert. When you are going to Shapeshift, it's basically governance for now, but they are working on other cool feature sets. When you go to CowSwap, uh, it's going to be limit orders. So eventually, like the developer will need to kind of realize like what is the hook that makes the user come to their protocol, and then using the push notification protocol, they can enable that re-engagement. Uh, and I think that is something that is going to make Web3 apps as popular as Web2. So that's my advice to developers that once they know that this is a protocol and users really like it, they have to really think about re-engagement. And that's when they should look into push.org/docs and see about the re-engagement side of things. Another thing is like that's for notification. For chat, the way to see it is that chat will kind of offer an additional experience on top of their protocol. So they can see it like having a chat for support bot, right? For example, if something happens, or if my wallet is interacting with, let's say, Aave protocol, then it makes a lot of sense for Aave to have a wallet to wallet chat, because then I can say that, hey, my wallet transaction didn't go through. And now Aave doesn't have to say, you wrote an email, but we don't know if a wallet is yours or not. And we don't know your wallet on chain history, because all of this can then be clubbed together. So if you're looking for socializing or if you're looking for increasing your DApp stickiness, then they should look into chat. Of course, if your community is getting bigger or if you want to play around with loyalty, then again, gated group chats is probably what you want to explore.
Awesome. This is like very valuable piece of advice for any new developer who may be considering adding push notification. And a related question, like I'm hoping that this will continue to improve. You would come up with new EIPs or proposals to help users and developers. If you can maybe talk about any upcoming feature like a developer should be looking forward to, maybe future long-term goal that you may have for push protocol.
Sure. So, yeah, one of the coolest upcoming feature is like we are moving this push user or PGP key to be this top level username for push protocol. That basically enables a lot of cool things. Just think about it that now this becomes like your identity, wherein you can connect different wallets as well. And because when the notification or chat is getting tied, now it won't just be tied to your wallet, but it will also be tied to your push user profile. Because of that, it opens up interoperability between EVM and non-EVM system, because non-EVM systems can reverse map your that non-EVM address to a push user, and then can fetch all the notifications of that push user or all the chats. So wherever you are, you will be able to get it. So this omni-chain experience that I think I'm very excited about. But there are a couple of other cool things push user enables. Like even in the demo, like when I went to chat, you didn't see me signing in. And that was because, my push user was already unlocked, and then there was this remember feature that we already had. So because of that, it was a seamless sign in. And because of that, everything seemed very Web2 like. This is the same thing that's coming on notification with V3. Uh, that push user becomes this top player, so everything becomes very seamless. So that's again something we are very excited about, but I know developers will also be very excited about. One less sign. We can all do with one less sign every time on MetaMask. So yeah, those are the two very cool features we are excited about. Other thing which is like a midterm feature, like once we have this push user as this top level entity, we will be introducing granular settings. So right now user can opt in, opt out, then you have chat, then you have request. But with this push user high level settings, user can decide like for notifications what type of things they want. They can even say that if I'm not opted into any channel but they are paying me 10 push or 1 ETH, then it's fine. Just send a notification out, and because now that is signed and stored, the nodes can then take that forward. Even for chat, they can say like, uh, mm, I don't want chat requests from any unknown, or I don't want chat requests from someone who's blacklisted, or I only want chat requests from someone who I'm friends with on Lens or friends or tech or what wherever. And those type of granular features we feel will drastically change how users interact, because they can choose who can communicate with them and what would be the conditions for that communication.
This is awesome. Like already Push is doing great, and hearing about all those improvements that we can expect in future. I'm hopeful Push is also going to see a lot of community push there to add more and more new features. Well, I have one last question for you about the community. I understand these features. When you started, you mentioned in the beginning that there was something missing in the Web3 space, and that's what you are trying to provide. I wonder, how do you see community getting involved in the development and improvement of Push protocol?
I think community becomes very excited. It's just that you have to realize that there are different communities and different social platforms. So for very long, we shared everything on Twitter, and we were thinking that the community will provide answers as comments, or they will come to Discord to talk about it. But and that's a heads up to all the budding founders as well. But you know what worked well was when we moved to this governance forum and pre-pips, which we just launched like 2 months back, which is just a request for comment on things that we are planning to do. And I feel that that is basically one of the biggest thing we did to let community, n- not to let community know like this is out and this is announced, but to involve them in the entire process, wherein when we think about this feature, before rolling that feature out, before rolling that protocol thing out, we put it in our gov.push.org governance forum, and now the community can weigh in. Which is why I said like even this fee pool feature and what we are doing, that will go to the community. And I think, yeah, that way, I think we have now been able to form this very, very energetic uh, bunch of folks that are very excited about Push and that really want to contribute to Push. Uh, so yeah, that is probably one of the ways by which we saw that or we understood that communities are within Push are also very different and basically you need to figure out like what platform to engage with them to make sure that they become very excited about not what is happening but what's coming as well.
Awesome. We are living in a decentralized world, so it is always a good idea to maybe engage more community feedback just to make sure whatever we are building here is for the community and mostly by the community itself, like they are
Yeah.
suggesting us what we want to have it in here. Well, thank you so much, Harsh. I think that's all I have got for today. Let me just pass it to my colleague here.
Thanks, Pooja.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much, Harsh, for joining us. I don't really have much else to say, but yeah, if you have any final message for the community, feel free to make that now.
Sure. So, first of all, guys, thanks so much for inviting me. I really had fun. Like, this is Friday night, and this was like one of the very cool talks I did. So, yeah, really thank you for inviting me. For people, do follow us at push.org. Check out our super app.push.org, to see what you like and what you don't like. Uh, and yeah, lastly, I love the nickname ZK Doof. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, but yes, to our community and to the Push community who'll be watching this, check out Push Docs. They're beautiful, very well written. Join the Discord, get involved, and thank you for watching the Ethereum ecosystem project demo. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.